Prevent this now. What should we prevent now? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 3050 of What's She Up To Now. This is the segment where I document my journey every day. I've been doing it since 2018. I think I started January 1st, 2018. A little before that, I did some practice videos in 2017. But like everybody else, I was scared to do videos, so I didn't do it consistently. It took me over a year to get up the gumption to say, okay, I'm going to do video. I'm going to figure it out. And in 2018, I was doing an annual challenge of my own, went to Funnel Hacking Live, was challenged by a 2 Comma Club winner there to join a community and a group on Facebook where we all did a live every day for a year. And we didn't all do it. I think 6 or 7 of us finished the year. Even the person that started it ended up not being able to do it every day, but still showed up and periodically and kept us motivated and moving. Those of us that were still doing it as people dropped off. It's like anything else. People start something with a great intention, but the longer the time frame, the more likely people are to drop off. I was actually pretty pleased that like 6 or 7% of us finished it, because that's a pretty good finish rate, because we had each other, right, in the community to help encourage us to do it. But we see those same trends in everything. Everything ends up being that. You know, people wonder, why is there a 1%? Why is there a top 10%? Well, because only 10% of the people are going to do the things they need to do in order to achieve the results they want to achieve. Topic for another day. So what's going on? I'm still sick. I'm not super sick. I'm getting better and I'm on the mend, but I'm definitely not feeling 100%, as you can tell by my voice. It'll come back. It always does. Working on our supersize challenges, of course, day 158 today for both the Supersize You Annual Challenge and the Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. This is the first year I kind of brought the topics together. I practiced it last year, and then this year I actually brought it together so that we're talking about the same topic every day. One, how does it affect us on our personal level, us personally to be a better version of ourselves? And secondly, how does it impact the businesses that we're growing and scaling and supersizing? Because everything we do personally impacts our businesses, right? We are our business. We try to separate ourselves, but there's a whole core of us and a whole group of people, business owners, founders, entrepreneurs, who cannot separate ourselves from our business. But doing a mastermind starting July 1st, it will help us to do that. Why? Because I found it's imperative. We have to be able to get out of our own way in many instances. It's hard for us to actually look in the mirror and realize that when there's a challenge or a bottleneck or a problem in our business, I want to say 100% of the time, it's because of something that we're doing, saying, or have done, or said, or getting in the way of, or preventing. Usually it's because we are not ready to let go of or grow in a certain area. And that impacts our ego and our identity, which is hard for most of us to face, right? Because we're ego-driven human beings. And so that's one of the things we're covering in the mastermind and working on. How do we break through and get to our next level that we're preventing us from getting to in the first place? Really? That's the first thing, is realizing that, oh, maybe I am part of this challenge, and maybe it's not for me to solve. Maybe it's for someone else to solve in the organization. Makes a lot of sense, but it's hard to do that sometimes. What else am I working on? I am in a coaching program myself right now, which is super interesting. It's causing me to stretch in areas where I am very not comfortable. And that's because I am my own bottleneck, and it's time to get out of my own way, right? That's how I know to teach this, is because I've lived through it at least 27 times before. And so I recognize the patterns. I see what's going on in myself and in others. And sometimes that's all we need, is somebody to mirror and reflect back to us what's actually going on with us. And that's why it's going to be a cross-functional, cross-industry team of people masterminding and helping one another to see what's possible. Because almost anything we cannot even imagine is possible. Excuse me, try not to do that during my videos. What else is going on? A lot. Summer here, and I'm missing it because I got a head cold. That will go away soon. I would much rather get a head cold and spend time with my granddaughters than never get a head cold again. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. If you got any questions, I like to be that resource that if you got a question and you're struggling with something, And here's the reason I offer it, because I know as soon as you ask me, you will realize that you already know the answer. It happens every time. I wish it only happened some of the time because I'd like to be more useful, but I would say it happens just about every single time, just as much as I'm the bottleneck, right? All right, have an amazing day. If I can help you, just reach out and ask. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow, hopefully with more wisdom, a clearer head, and a less cloggy throat and nose. Bye. See you tomorrow.